Spotify, and we'll start painting. Damn, that's a sick mini we got, Style Qatar. What's up, man? Yeah, you think so? I like these little guys. Unless you're talking about the old, the Plague Bearers I was showing off a second ago. Oh, excuse me, Beasts of Nurgle a second ago. We also have some more Nurgle guys. Shoutouts to our trans brothers and sisters and others, however you want to be described. It's a little dusty, but it's oh god, what's his name? Porticulus Slimix and Mulch. So this is Mulch, the slug, and I've painted him in, trans flag colors, I think, or something like that. And I'm still working on it, but this is an early experiment in what I wanted to do with my Nurgle army. We just have some very happy little campers, basically. Since I'm just showing off stupid Nurgle shit, we have this guy, which is this is a kit bash I did recently. I'm not super proud of it. It's not fantastic, and the paint job's kind of ugly, but I'll work on that eventually. It is a Chaos Nurgle Demon Prince, the original, or the latest since the newest Demon Prince model that came out. Except it has its head replaced with a Idoneth Deepkin Alapex, which is a shark, because I think Nurgle just having like a bunch of weird animal bits is kind of fun. So my shark-faced Demon Prince is hanging out. He needs a lot of work, but we'll get there eventually. And in Age of Sigmar, it's actually weird, but in Age of Sigmar, you have to ally him into your force. You can't just have a Demon Prince of Nurgle, because that would be too simple, right? But of course. All right, we're gonna actually turn this down a little bit. See if that's easier on me. Is that easier? Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, cool. Just making sure everything works. All right, what do we want to listen to, folks? It's gonna be video game music or bust. But thankfully, there's plenty of video game music out there, right? Let's see what we got. Honestly, I'm kind of stumped. Oh, see, they got the Namco Sounds thing, got all their stuff off of Spotify. I wonder why they did that. And I don't want to listen to the Doom soundtrack just to save y'all. Let's see if we can get some SNK stuff. God knows we love some SNK. Okay. Oh, we do not want to listen to that song. There you go. We got some SNK. What's up, folks? Oh, it's not really audible. There we go. How's that? Not super loud, but whatever. All right, so let's work on what we're going to work on. We have, in terms of instruments, a shitty, cheap brush, synthetic brush that I got from Walmart. It was like, what? One of these packs? Four for $5 or something. Really simple and easy and stupid. I'm not looking to do anything elegant with these guys, okay? One of the things I really want to do with these kind of streams and my videos, especially about Sigmar and Warhammer in general, is that painting these models, putting them together, it is not rocket science, and it is not something you should be intimidated by. You do not need good tools. You do not need fancy tools. All you need is some cheap shit you buy at the store. And admittedly, if you have the right tools, you can do a much better job. But you can get some, I would say, beginner product like speed paint. Ignore the fact that everything is backwards. Army paint or speed paint, or in some cases, they have I think just about everybody has their own speed paint brand now, but I like Army Painter a lot. It's pretty cheap compared to the Citadel stuff, and it will essentially do all the hard work for you. Like, if you don't want to worry about shadows, highlights, base, all that stuff. If you want to do it all in one go and just get something ready to play, this is really all you need, So, one of the benefits, however, is with these contrasts, is that you can do some really interesting wet blending, which is when you take some paint on the model and just mix it together on the model. And so we're going to do that today. I'm being a little bit picky with some of my color choices. I've used up all my pallid bone because I'm a monster. Okay. Oh, yep. We got Crusader skin. That's going to be good. So I'm basically just going through my speed paint collection. Yeah, let's get yellow in there as well. And what do I really like about this guy, and what I'm really like most proud of, is that I did the base coat in, what is it? I have it over here. It's a type of green. It's olive green. There you go. I did the base coat in Vallejo olive green, and it just looked very basic, right? It just looked like a green zombie guy, which, you know, that's fine. That's totally fine. But it wasn't enough for me, right? So what I did is I took that base coat, and I did the really simple dry brush in white. Actually, it wasn't dry brush in white. It was, I mixed it up this time. It was dry brush in Vallejo khaki, or buff, Amarillo khaki, whatever you want to call it. So that helped me have kind of a flesh tone already set up instead of that really harsh white. And with that, I was able to go over that with some of the contrast paints and really make this interesting, like, it's a combination of oranges, reds, browns, yellows, pinks, the stuff that you'd see on human flesh, right? But then the green is obviously the most dominant part. So it looks like, or more like, I should say, someone who used to be living and is now green, as opposed to, you know, a big broccoli. So that's what I'm going to try to do with these guys. And you'll see what I mean in a second. We have a wet palette. We have water right next to me. We got paper towels. We got cookies. We have a good time. So this is what we're up to. And yeah, let me know, folks, if you have any recommendations or questions or anything like that. I want to be as informative as I can be, although I'm not a painting expert. If anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to at least ponder the answer, the potential answer. Okay, so we have, let's just start off with some really basic, you know, we just have some Crusader skin, and see where we can put this on the guy to make it look fun. So you want to water down your brush like anytime you're painting, unless you're like dry brushing, and just go in. Start basically glazing with the contrast paint over what I already have. I'm not looking to do base coats, you know, I already have the base painted in. I'm just looking to add a little bit of touch of that color. So this is Crusader skin, a little bit of flesh tone, and I'm just going to use that all over the place, right? By the way, this song is, oof, I love it. Yo. Alright. Is this a Sam Show track? Is that what this is? I'm getting yo'd at. Okay, sorry, I'm getting pings from my boss as well. I could be working right now, but instead I'm doing fun things. No, I will be working tonight. Oh, you know what? Am I painting the wrong guy? No, I'm just painting a very similar model. Okay, cool. I'm painting the right guy. Jesus. I'm almost fucking tripping. Alrighty. So as I say, we're kind of just going in and glazing over the model with this contrast paint. Not really doing anything too fancy. Like, these brush strokes are big and bold, and not really giving it too much of a hell what it touches, as long as it's generally where I want it to be, you know. There you go. That's what we're talking about. We're not messing with anything crazy here. Okay, let's get some dark brown, some hardened leather in there. We're just gonna have a little drop. And you don't actually need to water it down as much as I am potentially, but it helps it act more like a wash and less like, well, the opposite of a wash. Base, I guess. I don't know. You know, it's actually thinner than a wash, right? Because if you did like unwatered down Nuln oil or something, you're still going to get little splotches. So I actually recommend you water down your washes as well. So I'm making his butt as brown as possible. I don't know why. Just doing it. Just putting some brown on there. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this is just about enjoying the process at this point. Just really playing with the colors, seeing what looks good, making sure there isn't too much of a obvious pattern. You know, with these kind of biological creatures, or especially Nurgle demon stuff, you really want to play with randomness, right? Whenever I approach a nature scene or something that is more natural than or biological than mechanical, I always try to apply a little bit of like randomness to it, whether that be through stippling or splotchy whatever. You know, not giving too much of a crap where my brush goes, any number of things. So there are a lot of ways that you can create the illusion of randomness, and I'm not going to say there's like a formula to it. It's kind of like, does this feel random enough? There is kind of the old adage of 2 seems too obvious, but 3 is a nice enough pattern. It seems natural. So things in 3s, and then if you have enough things in 3s, you can add a couple things in pairs of 2, if that makes sense. All right, well, we have enough, I think we have enough brown on there. I'm going to add some orange and just work up to red. I don't know why, particularly. I'm not going straight to red, but let's just play around with it. Let's just have a good time. Okay. And speaking of having a good time, I hope y'all are having a good time in chat. Be good to everybody. Be good to one another. Alright, as I say, just trying to slapping things around. How's the sound? How's the visuals? Anybody have any critiques thus far? This is really only my second Warhammer stream, so the more the merrier. I'm pretty welcoming to critiques, so let me know what y'all think. Be like, oh, we can't hear you, or subsequently, we don't want to hear you. Any of that is totally welcome. Okay, just letting the orange and the brown actually just mix together to create kind of a warm brown, or like a Donald Trump kind of color. You know, that living corpse. Fuck that guy. Okay. Hey. That's a promise that this stream will definitely get political if it needs to be. I'm not going to shy away from political topics just for people to feel more comfortable. If y'all got bad politics, I don't want you to feel comfortable, to be fair. Like, fucking A. I'm tired of that shit. But hey, otherwise, yeah, please go love and care for one another. This is what happens when one person's in chat. I'm just like, I don't know what I want to talk about. I'm painting. I guess I could talk about the intention for this warband. I'm playing Warcry a lot more with my friends, and I enjoy Nurgle as a aesthetic and as a gameplay kind of philosophy, right? Like, get on the board and stick there. But I don't want to build an army just yet, right? And that's kind of how I get into Warcry, is by being like, yo, I like these models a lot, but I just don't want to work on 2,000 points, right? So, all right, he's got some orange. He's getting there. He's getting there. Let's graduate to red. See what we can do. Okay. This goes kind of hard. Oh, I'm not even where I wasn't even considering where it was on the webcam. Here we go. Today's a beautiful day, though. I'm glad glad the sun is shining. Hope you all got a chance to go out and see. It is very pretty where I am living. Not that it has been this whole time. It has definitely been pretty cloudy and shitty. In fact, it was shitty the other day, this weekend. I went out with my partner, and it was like just, ugh, crappy out. Thankfully, we were inside. But yeah. I'm really just like putting the red where I think would be the goriest or grossest, you know. There's some spots on his back here that could use more gore and stuff. Just kind of adding it where I see fit. Not worried too much about where it goes because it's, come on, it's gore. It's gore, guys. There you go. He's going to have a bloody butt. There you go. Perfect. And you know what? I don't think anybody thus far has a bloody horn, so I could just give him a whole bloody horn. Just like the impression is that he gored somebody with it, right? And one would assume it goes all over his face. Okay. Yeah, so this guy's just drenched like Carrie. Love it. I almost want to say he's almost done. I'm gonna just put some red on his base to make it look a little bit more vibrant. And now that it's mixed with like the orange and the brown, it actually makes a pretty good gore effect, I think. If that's what you're looking for, and I kind of am. I am on most of my Nurgle things. They're all green and stuff, so I like kind of having the base contrast that a bit, you know, have warmer colors on the base. And I'm just using some of the paint from the previous thing to touch up bases on some of the other models. And yeah, one of the reasons I love Sigmar is because I mean, I don't like Space Marines, right? I'm just not a Space Marine guy. So if you're into Space Marines, then Warhammer and, you know, Horus Heresy and all that stuff are just up your alley, right? That's like 100% more Space Marines, please. But for me, I like diversity more so than, you know, any individual faction. So the diversity of models and the diversity of characters and like lore, that kind of stuff is what keeps me coming back to Sigmar. More so than my attachment to any given faction or, you know, gameplay style or any of that. I really enjoy the models. I really enjoy the game. You know, so that's what keeps me coming back, honestly. It's good. Alright, I think I need to use some of this blood on this guy because he looks a little bit too untainted compared to his friends. You know, he's like just kind of chilling, and that's a little... It's not demony enough. Come on, guys. Okay. I'm getting pings. I can ignore the pings for now, but eventually I shan't. Okay, let's jump onto this guy. Oh, no, you know what? We have a couple more colors we can play with, huh? Do we want to add some yellow in there? Just for funsies? Okay, we're going to add some yellow in there. Ooh, we have light coming in through the window. Watch out. What is this? I feel like I should know where this song is from. I like the yellow, actually. Adds a lot of, like, depth to the skin. Okay, well, yellow is a cool color. I like that. This sounds like some RPG. I don't know. But it's SNK, so I don't know. Did they make an RPG? I don't know why I would even think that it's an RPG, but it does kind of seem like it. Alright, we're just playing with the yellow at this point. slapping it on stuff makes it feel, making it, seeing what feels right, making it look interesting, more diversity, more vibrancy, add a little bit of just like contrast, visual noise, a bunch of other words that I'm making up on the spot. All right, let's pick this guy out. This guy is probably my worst painted model of the bunch. I really hated what I did with him, so I just like did the worst dry brushing you could imagine to compensate. What is this song? Is this a Sam Show song? All right, swing the house. Let's go. I was like, I want something to listen to. Not just my own fucking voice. All right, I'm going to go orange with these horns. Let's just do it, right? Let's go wild. These are demons, not like, you know, random humans. You can do whatever you want. Another reason why I like Sigmar. Whole lot less humans. You know? Don't want to just play the guys. Not that I don't mind playing the guys. It's just... Or, not that I mind playing the guys. I really don't mind. But, it makes for more diversity, more interesting stuff to paint and play with. So I like that a lot. And like, as many people have said, Age of Sigmar is kind of the brand reimagining, right? The Brave New World kind of thing. And I think they've done a pretty good job so far of actually making it, like, interesting as opposed to just fantasy, you know, done again kind of thing. And old world fantasy is cool, no lie. But there's something interesting about not necessarily Tolkien fantasy. Because not everything needs to be elves and wizards and dwarves. Even though there's still elves and wizards and dwarves in Sigmar. It's just a little bit different, which I appreciate. So yeah, we're really not doing anything crazy with this. We're just picking out some colors. Doing red now. Going up from orange. Just going to do a little bit of red around the base to make it look like a nice little fade. Okay. Looks like that's working out. I'm going to add some red to the knife. One would assume that they're good and bloody, given that's what they fight with. I'm not really the kind of guy who strays away from, like, battle stuff. I like my models to look like they've seen battle. Otherwise, it's kind of like... It's like seeing a freshly painted Corvette in the middle of a battlefield. It's like, what? Why is there nothing wrong with that? But, yeah. I like adding a little bit of mud, blood, scratches, that kind of stuff. I usually don't just have my models pristine. Because that would look kind of weird. So yeah, we're working on this guy, just adding a little bit more colors. I guess we can add more red to the stomach area. This is going to be like a weird stomachy thing, so... What the heck is this song, though? That's what I want to know. I don't think I've heard this one before. Alright. Just splattering around some of that good old blood color. Maybe not so much blood on the nipples. I'll just kind of wash that around so it looks less like pasties. Alright. What else do we want to do? I don't know. Let's go purple on this guy. We haven't messed with purple, right? And maybe mix a little bit of red in there too. Some purple red. How are we dropping frames? What could we be dropping frames about, huh? What's going on with that? So this probably isn't going to be the only guy I paint. Only time I paint this guy. It's probably going to be multiple passes of different contrast paints and dry brushes, and then more contrast paint, just to build it up a bit. I don't know. I find I probably should have just restarted with this guy, but I find that he's not very well painted from the get go, from my standpoint. Alrighty. What is it? What the fuck is this playlist? I'm seriously like, it's a German stage. Alright, let's do it. I'm like, I know some of these tracks, but God, I would not have known this one from Adam. Alright. Okay. I guess I could just make the blowpipe purple, huh? Or whatever the music. What the fuck is it called? Pan flute? I guess. If you want to call that a pan flute. Yeah, it's not just that I painted this model awfully. I actually don't really like this model in particular. I think it looks a little goofy to have a demon with a pan flute, but like, you kind of also get it, right? They're Warhammer Fantasy models. They need musicians and standard bearers and all that. Same stuff that the humans do. It's just a little wonky is all. I don't know. Okay. Another thing that I thought was interesting in regards to painting was actually an observation on all art, which I don't think I'd ever heard before, but it really stuck with me, which was that all art is about contrast. And I kind of agree, right? It's like, what are you doing with anything? You're pointing something out as opposed to something else. You're just, contrast, that kind of something standing out from something else. Something is, a foil to something else. There's some kind of comparison being drawn. And I think that's an interesting way to sort of simplify what art means into a potentially overly simplistic definition, but still interesting. Okay, I'm gonna throw in some Crusader skin while we're in here. Oh, hello. Here we go. We might also eventually co-stream to YouTube. We'll see how that goes. I am not well versed in streaming in two places at once, but I know plenty of people do it. So why can't I? I think OBS allows for that technology. Although I don't know how many folks stream on both anymore. Like, I kind of get it, right? Like, you want to send out your message to as many people as possible, but at the same time, it kind of just seems like, I don't know. Maybe some people follow you on some things, some people follow you on others, but just tell them to go look on the other thing. I don't know. I didn't use Twitch for a long time, so I kind of understand it, but I'm gonna give this guy a purple butt. Why not? Just enjoy it. Enjoy the process. This definitely sounds like some Castlevania shit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. All right. Yeah, I'm still not really happy with this guy. I just think I just fucking hate this model. But I also think I did a really bad job, and now it's just like, what am I doing? I'm just slapping other colors on it. And to some degree, yeah, that's the whole point, but whatever. At least it looks a little bit gooier, gorier, uglier. Oh, there you go. That's a good way to paint. Just throw them in the box. Throw them in with the paint. Whatever happens, happens. Almost wondering if I should, yeah, maybe make these a little bit more interesting. These horns being like the centerpiece of the model and also just being one color is probably not the best thing, right? There you go. Okay, this song's kind of fire. Song almost reminds me of Crush 40. If that's anything y'all remember. Oh god, this guy's so ugly. I'm just not happy with him at all. Looks pretty ratchet. Okay. Why don't we start off with... Let's start off with some green. Because that's... it's a color I don't use often, but... Green and... brown? Or no, yellow. Let's do yellow. Green and yellow. How about that? Let's see what that looks like. Alright, let's see. We're going in. Oh, that's nice, actually. I like that a lot. The green and yellow. Being kind of a swamp green. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Sorry, let me move so you can actually see what I'm painting. It's so weird to have I have a reversed camera too, so it's like not only am I trying to orient it so that it is in view and in focus, but I'm trying to deal with the fact that it's also backwards. So every time I look at the screen, it looks a little bit weird. Whoops. Yeah, low-key, this sounds like some Crush 40. That Sonic the Hedgehog stuff. Uh-oh. I got some green on his horn. That's not good. Here you go. You can always just grab it with a wet brush and take it off. Am I going to try to recognize all these tracks? Is that what this is about? I don't think so. You know, I honestly don't know how many people paint Warhammer on Twitch, but I do know that there are a lot of people on YouTube that are pretty popular doing Warhammer stuff. I'm curious, do you folks follow people on Twitch, or do you prefer YouTube? I'll make his little companion about the same color, why not? Okay, we added the green. I like that a lot, actually. I'm enamored with the green. We're going to add some brown. Oh, God, I still fucking hate that model. Oh, I'm still looking at the music player. He just looks so bad. Just so terrible. Thankfully, I think it really does have to do with like just how clean you are with your painting. If you're not actually trying to get the paint where you want it to go, then it can just look like a mess, right? And that applies to most of the stages of the process, right? If it's dry brushing and you do a really messy job, it'll show up when you add something over that. With these washes, I'm not doing as careful a job as I probably should be, which is making some of them look a little muddy and ugly, but whatever, that's a learning lesson. Right? We're learning just as much as we're painting. There you go. All right. I'm going to add some brown over these decapitated skulls. I think just touching up those guys with some brown leather will help. All right. And this will most likely end up on my YouTube channel, so if you want to see more of this stuff, definitely click like, check it out. Maybe even subscribe to see more videos. That kind of stuff. I've been trying to do more stuff like this lately. It's just a passion of mine that I've put a lot of time into and really enjoy. So why not share it? I also enjoy making videos. That is another thing I enjoy doing. I've been doing it for a couple years now. So just one of those things. All right, I want to try to make the sword more brown, although it's already red. It's going to be brownish red. Let's see what we can do. And if you're asking in your head or what, you know, how you do proper brush etiquette, this is not the place to learn proper brush etiquette. I am using a cheap brush and I am slapping that stuff on there. So not really too concerned with what's going to happen to the brush at the end of the day. That doesn't mean I don't have nice brushes, but this is not one of them. Okay. So we got a lot of brown. Add a lot of brown. He stands out. He's the brown one. I mean, the green one. What else do I want to add? I really don't want to add a ton of red on this one, honestly. Maybe some orange. That might help him look a little bit more like human skin. See if I can add some yellow in as well, just specifically in certain places. Okay. Yeah, see that makes these little spots really stand out. All right. Yeah, like these little orange pustules give some more visual interest to the skin. Ooh. Yeah, if you don't like Nurgle, this is probably going to be a hard stream because it's a lot of like just green, red, goo. Ugh, lots of icky stuff. It's nice. I love it. Okay. Some gore, all that stuff. Y'all like Resident Evil? Y'all like Mortal Kombat? Speaking of which, yeah, Mortal Kombat. Ooh, 0 gameplay. Already pre-order. Okay, sure. I don't know. It just seems a little cocky to me. All right, just adding some orange in on the horns. I don't know why. We'll see what it looks like. I'm not too fussed with these guys, which is another reason why I wanted to stream me painting them, because it is not a particularly difficult process. It's still very much putting paint on model. You know, that's just what it is. Just put paint on the model. Here you go. That icky stuff. Hell yeah. That icky. Okay. Let's see. We got some red. We're gonna really go in there with the gore on this guy's under parts. I don't want to have too much red everywhere else, but honestly, having a lot of red in one area can help accentuate the contrast and make everything else kind of stand out. So here you go. I'll leave the red for the stuff he's holding in his gut. And his butt. You know, the signature is red butt, right? Signature is red butt. Okay. Apparently. Oh, I miss being able to eat Thai food. And Chinese food in general, but man, Thai food was a miss. I find that coconut oil affects me, and it's like, it's just in everything. I love it, but can't have too much of it. All right, we're still going. I'm not like upset with this guy yet. He's not that. I mean, this guy. Let's give this guy some yellow teeth or orange teeth, whatever. Okay, yeah, he looks poxy. He looks gross. Maybe a little bit more yellow, just to give him a, like, hopefully blend in with the green a little bit and just kind of make it look more flesh tony. There we go. Flesh tony. That was my nickname in college. All right. We got some buns. Get some orange on the shoulder. There's already orange on the top of his head, so we can kind of play off of that. The orange and yellow motif. And I realize I haven't really put much on his legs. Okay. Oh, hello. Yeah, you can just drop them in there. It doesn't matter. That's another thing. People are like, "Oh, you must be so precise." What? No, I am not. I'm clumsy. I drop my models all the time. Okay, that guy's good enough, I think, for the time being. I'm not too worried. Maybe I'll add some more red to the horns, but otherwise. Okay. How you doing, Style? Thanks for joining. It's a long time no see. I know you've been hard at work. You quit Avengers and joined the other force. I understand. Alright, I'm going to give this guy some yellowing teeth, or oranging teeth, whatever you want to call it. There you go. And my dentist was like really taken aback when I was like, no, I don't care that my teeth are yellow. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't know. I expect to keep smoking for a while, you know, until I'm older. Until my doctor says I can't. And at that point, I'm going to just, I don't know, worry about my teeth being yellow then. My teeth are good. My teeth are clean. But yeah, they're a little bit yellow. Like, fuck, I don't care. I don't give a shit. What am I Hollywood Tom over here? What am I, Johnny fucking Bananas over here? No, I'm neither of those people. So, she was just very taken aback at how, like, no, I don't care. I don't know why, but yeah, that was... Let's go with full green on this guy. Let's just do, like, some green instead. We might even do actual just green, too. I don't know if that'll look okay. No, never mind. I take it back. Just green looks like shit. Let's mix it up. Okay. Yeah, that like swamp green is really what I'm looking for out of this guy. Maybe... Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's what's going to do it. Let's add some purple in there. Let's add some purple. Okay. Yo, this song's tight. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like this. This is fun. Oh, I know this song. Okay. I thought it was like from an older game. Perhaps. But no, I think this is from 14 or 15, right? One of those King of Fighters. And as you see, folks, we're really just doing a lot of easy, breezy, wet blending. Nothing too fancy. Not trying to get too caught up in things. Yo, shout outs to narcissists. Like, they don't get enough love. Oh, sorry. I thought that was funny. But we'll see. We'll see how folks take it. They might cancel me. You never know. No, that's not a thing. Cancel culture is not a thing, folks. Oh, dipping your model in paint. That's also a thing. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You could just dip it. I don't care. But the issue is that a lot of the paint is going to come off on the palette too, right? So it's just funny when I drop the model into the paint and I go, oh no, and then it looks better. Like, come on. What the fuck am I doing this for if it just looks better if I drop it in paint? Jackson Pollock style, you know? Alright. Oh, yeah. Alright. Look at this guy. Look at this little gremlin. Little flesh goblin. Rawr. That's one ugly motherfunker. Either way. What did I say I was going to do? Leave this guy on red. Or on green. I will leave him on green. Although, I want to put in some more red. Because I want some uniformity. And I think having all their blades be red-ish is kind of cool. Kind of sweet. So let's do that. Yeah, give me that hi-hat. Actually, it's not hi-hat, it's the snare. It's the side of the snare. My bad, drummers, my bad. I need to get back into drumming. That shit is amazing. I wish I didn't stop playing when I was a kid, but I had plenty of circumstance that led me in that direction. I think it would have fucking changed my life forever, though. Holy Christ. Definitely would have gained weight before I was 25. Or lost weight, excuse me. I was a pretty chunky boy. Pretty chunky boy in college and high school. I did not take care of myself back then. My body was like literally fighting against me. It was like, no, please treat me better. And I was like, no, I will not. I do not want to. But then I looked at my brother who kept drumming, and he got fit as fuck. That's all I will say. I'm a little bit jelly. Just a little bit. Alright. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. It's another Samurai Showdown song, isn't it? Damn. Alright. Yo, these songs are kind of ominous, huh? I like them in game because they make you focus on the gameplay, and it really gives kind of like an old samurai movie vibe. But man, as just a song, it's a little bit fucking ominous. Okay, there we go. That's what we're doing with this guy. I mean, I still kind of like the green, right? The green and yellow was fun. I wish there was more yellow though. I need to grab more, I think. Speaking of Samurai Showdown, shoutouts to Toast Rider for keeping the Samurai Showdown community, you know, in his or their heart. I know they stream a lot of Samurai Showdown, and I know that game has its followers, but it's really cool to have somebody just so consistently committed to showing off that game. Huge shoutouts. Shoutouts to community champions of all shapes and sizes. Shoutouts to shoutouts. So, what's y'all's favorite wrestling match? I want to go on like a wrestling match binge and watch some classic matches from like WWE and AEW and what is it, New Japan Pro and all that. I'd love to see some stuff. I have watched what was it, Impact Wrestling? I've watched some Impact Wrestling, just because it was on actual television. But otherwise, I haven't really kept abreast of what's going on with things. You know, I'm excited for this new AEW game though. Should be cool. Okay, guys, we got two more little fuck goblins to paint. These are not done, but they are much closer to where I want them to be. And after a couple more washes, we can really, like this guy, we can start to really pick out the things we want to pick out and not just have it be kind of this white noise of color that we're currently playing with. I realize how weird white noise of color sounds, but yeah, you're going to have to trust me on that one. That's what I mean. Alright. That sticky, icky stuff. Yeah, I really like the green and yellow. It just looks so nice. As opposed to the green, which doesn't really have a highlight, right? It looks a whole lot like it does when it's in the crevices of the model as it does on the peaks of the model, if that makes sense. All right. I wonder if we have some Avengers players in the chat. If we do we want to play some games tonight? I know that some people are busy, but some people are less busy. And might be down for some Avengers and Galactic Storm later on. We will see. We will see. I need more yellow. The yellow is not as dominant as the green is, I find. So you need a little bit of green for however much yellow you have. Just as a point of, well, as a point, I guess. Alright, and I'm going to use some of the color that we already have on here to keep working on these guys, because I'm actually really enjoying the green yellow. It looks good, I think. Oh, it's kind of sickening, you know. It's pretty sweet. It's a nice color. Pretty sweet little setup. Yeah, I guess this can be our yellow guy. That's totally fine. Make him a little bit more yellow. Oh, a lot of this sounds like Mega Man music. This is so weird. Okay. And one more for the yellow-green skin tone. And then we'll move on to, like, extra stuff, gore effects, other crap like that. Yeah, I love this yellow-green. It looks so good. Song kind of reminds me of a Beatles song. Doesn't it sound a little bit like, what's the name? Oh, what's his name? Mother... It's about, like, a religious person? Shit, I'm so bad. Not Mother Teresa. Fucking A. It's somebody. Some religious figure, I don't remember. Whomst. Okay. Greenskin-ish done. And let's toss some... Well, let's do some orange for now. And then we'll do yellow. Oh, no, you know what? Let's do it the other way. Let's do red and then orange and then yellow. Here we go. This is what happens when SNK hires Tom Morello to make a soundtrack. It's cool. There's like a skull in this guy's gut. Kind of sweet looking. Honestly, the song's kind of mesmerizing. I'm just in a trance over here. Just adding some red to their red to some areas where it makes the most sense. Add a little bit of blood splotches. Put some red on the base too, just for fun. Alright, and then the Bannerman. The Bannerman. Let's see what we can do with him. Other than just throw red on it, I guess. All right. Oh, I think I need to get some more color in here. Let's add some Crusader skin. Mess with that a little bit. It's going to basically, I mean, at least I think, take some of the green and make it a little bit look a little bit more like it used to be. Living, have a little bit more red, a little bit more brown in there. And I know other painters have said it before, but don't get the name of these paints twisted. Like, just because it's called skin doesn't mean you need to use it for skin, for example. You can use it for whatever you want. It's just that color. Similarly, hardened flesh, or excuse me, hardened leather makes a really good flesh tone. So, you know, you don't need to worry too much. Just the name. Alright. Where's the pallid bone? There's the pallid bone. We don't really have much left of this, so... Like, at all. What the hell? Okay. I am surprised at how little pallid bone we have. Just gonna slap that on the skulls there. Despite the fact that it's just full of air bubbles, which is weird. I've never had a paint come out like that. just so thin that it's full of air bubbles, but hey, whatever. And you know, I didn't, oh, I don't have to paint the other side. Okay, great. I love when I don't have to paint the other side. That's perfect. All right. I think this is also a good opportunity to put some pallid bone on some of these horns. One would imagine that they get kind of pallid bony. Ooh. Another atmospheric track. Like, I kind of love that they have so many of these, but I also just get kind of confused because I'm like, is this gameplay? Is this relaxation? What are we doing here, you know? Okay, I actually like this model way more now, the horn guy. He looks way cooler. Just the sounds of the ocean while I paint. I guess that's what we got. Yeah, let's see, can I get... Okay. I don't know what else I really want to add. I don't think I want to add much more. Yeah, I think the ones I dislike the most are the ones that are purplish, so... I don't know. Alright, well, that was basically it. I have taken, well, 10 of my plague bringers, whatever they're called. Little bros. And painted them up in this style, which is a mix of dry brushing, base coating, and washing. So using very basic acrylic paints as the base coat, doing a white or khaki dry brush, and then covering it with some contrast paint that's thinned down to create sort of a wash kind of look. I think it looks great at the end of the day. We'll see when some of these guys dry how well they came out. This guy's still got a lot of pallid bone on his head. That's, well, you know what? I'll actually just pick some of that off. Let's pick that off and put it on a brush because we don't need that much pallid bone on his head, right? It should be on the bone, not on his face. Oh well. Okay, so we avoided that issue there, but otherwise, I think he looks pretty good. All right, let's take a look. Let's just go through all of them as they dry. We have this guy, the captain. I think he looks kind of cool. No issue there with this guy's pustules and such. Kind of looks kind of neat. Okay. This guy, not a fan of what I'm able to do with him right now, but I think that's also because I didn't paint him entirely in white. A lot of these guys were primed in black, and then dry brushed in white. So, for example, I'm not going to get much contrast out of a contrast paint on a black model, but if I put it on a white model, it's going to actually get into those crevices and build up the contrast that it's supposed to do. So, I'm probably going to just touch this guy up with regular acrylic paints. And maybe I'll do a video on him sometime. I don't know, but he looks, you know, one of the worst out of all of them. I'll just skip straight to the worst. I think this guy looks the worst out of all of them. Testament to just how badly I painted him in the first place, but we're getting there. I think the more attempts I do, the more it kind of comes to a fruition. I actually like the horns, for example. I think the burnt horns look pretty cool. Let's keep going down the line, just to showing off all the dudes. We got this guy. This was the first one I painted. I was pretty happy with this guy, but now in retrospect, I think I like this guy or the other guy more. This guy, yeah. You know what I mean? You can kind of see the difference there. One is a little bit more cartoony. The other one is a little bit more realistic and grimdark. I think the gloss also helps. You know, having that gloss really does make them look a little bit more cartoony. That being said, I'll probably hit them all with some matte sealant. There you go. So I'll get rid of some of that gloss there. This guy actually doesn't look bad at all for just being like green and red. I think he looks pretty cool. He's got a fair amount of different colors in there. You know, oranges, yellows, as well as browns, but I really focused on the green, and I'm happy about that. I like that. This guy has a little too much goop on his head, but I'll leave it there just because it's funny. Let's see, we got, yeah, I don't know, I like this model a lot. He's got this funny little arm thing, his bones sticking out of his arm, as you can see there. Maybe I'll touch that up later to make it look a little bit nicer. He's this little gremlin-looking dude who's just a real jerk. He looks like he steals from his mom. I can do more with the bone sticking out of his spine, and I probably will with the contrast paint. Some pallid bone. I know I could do that right now, actually. What am I saying? I can do that right now. I got pallid bone. What's up? Not much, though. Not much of this stuff left. I need to get another pallid bone. It's because it's so popular. It's such a good paint. Ah! Yo, I really don't have much of that. Okay, well. Pop this stupid balloon. Get out of here. Ah! Okay. So, what were we doing again? Some shit. I don't remember. Okay. Pallid bone. Yes, we were touching up the spine. There we go. I remember now. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna give that a once over, and then probably another once over. If it was white, it would look a lot better with just one go, but it's okay. And since I still have the pallid bone, I'll just use it around some places for visual interest. You know, just you go add a little bit of brown there, add a little bit of yellow there. You know, like your skin isn't all one color, right? And if you have leprosy, I suspect that's even more pronounced. So I'm trying to, you know, take advantage of some of those things in reality to make my model look a little bit better. Okay, there you go. We'll come back to him maybe, sort of, if I remember. We have some pallid bone on the palette, so let's take advantage of that moment and touch up some of these guys a little bit, like their horns in particular, their fingernails, their bone swords that are kind of all just covered in blood anyway, but whatever. Whatever the hell that is, too, on the base, we can just cover that in brown goo. Teeth, probably pallid bone those. Okay, let's keep going through. We still have some pallid bones. Let's use it. Just making these horns look a little bit hornier. Catching some of these... oh, hello. Catching some of these fins. Whatever you want to call them. Okay. Soundtrack is so weird. Kinda love it, but yeah, very weird, very weird. Alright. Trying to think of what I should have for dinner, though. I'm really drawing a blank, unless I'm gonna make a pizza or something. That'd be kind of fun. Alrighty. We're almost out of the pallid bone, and I think once we're done with that, we can just move on. Here you go. Alright, folk, I think we're good. Pens down, brushes up. So I wanted everybody to look like this guy. I don't think I succeeded, because I still think this guy looks the best. Maybe this guy in a close second, I think. These guys are pretty similar models. They look pretty good. It's like the faux natural look, right? It's random, but it looks kind of natural. Whereas some of these guys just look a little bit like crap. But That's kind of what happens. Not a problem. Oh, you know what? I never did blood on this guy. Forgot all about that part. I just don't want to have to come back and do this off stream because I don't want to. So I'm going to just do it now while I have the time. More blood, more blood. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just a lack of visual interest on this guy. I didn't add any blood or any gore or anything, so he was stuck just looking kind of green and gooey. And I really don't know if that's enough to make a model stand out, right? Needs to do something a little bit more than that. If you can pull off the one color look, that, you know, God bless you. But I don't think I can at this point as a painter. Alrighty. I'm just going to cover these guys in red because they're black right now, and the red isn't going to do a whole lot except for, you know, make it vaguely look redder. I don't think it's going to actually do a whole lot in terms of contrast, but it's okay. All right. And just kind of touching up some of these spots. Places that look like they would be kind of bloody and pustulous. Alright. Still not my favorite model, but he's red at least. He's red now. Ladies and gentlemen, he's red now. Okay. I still have some red on the palette, so we might as well use it. Right. Just take advantage of it. Get some more blood in there. He's got to have some spots on his back, huh? Okay. Great. And maybe some more blood will make this guy look a little bit less just stand-outy. Yeah, make his weapon actually fit with the rest of the troop. That makes sense. And yeah, this is kind of a speed painting thing. It's not, you know, me actually sitting down and trying to make each brush stroke matter a whole lot. And that's okay. You know, you want to get the model on the field sometimes, and you're not so worried about doing like a perfect, you know, army showcase kind of thing. You just doing the thing, having some fun. It's a little paint by numbers, but that's okay. Alrighty. Maybe this guy can be the bloody spine guy. I haven't done a guy with a bloody spine yet. Alright. Added more blood to that guy. We're still just messing around. I tried to shut down the stream a couple times already, but you know what? It's tough. Really tough when you like painting. Okay. I actually don't even know how long we've been streaming. Oh, fuck. We've been streaming for an hour now. That's pretty impressive. An hour and a half. Okay. Well, that probably does mean we should take a break. Because I should eat and get to work. But otherwise, this has been a lot of fun. If y'all want to see more Sigmar stuff, Warhammer or what, you know, otherwise, 40K or otherwise, feel free to subscribe, like the video, do whatever you do. Press the buttons, because Google wants you to. And in the meantime, I'll see you next time. Hopefully, we'll have some more streams soon. That'd be a lot of fun. But, you know, you folks take care of each other. Be kind to one another. And I will see you next time. Adios.